Hi, I am Kish Davis, and today I'll be discussing how Chapter 5 from the book Breakthrough Principles by Desravine Aquino and Fenton, 2016, relates to the case study titled What Do You Do All Day by O'Malley, Long, and King, 2015. And I'll also be addressing the prompt, how do these readings relate to my professional practice as a future principal? So, chapter 5 is about how principals improve student achievement by developing strong teachers and leaders. It argues that great schools are built by great people, so principals must be intentional about hiring, retaining, and training. So, the case study follows a fairly new principal facing several challenges simultaneously, some regarding math scores and some with compliance and other issues, is that the principal was just receiving strong pressure from multiple stakeholders. And you may think that Chapter 5 and the case study are separate concepts, but they are not. What Chapter 5 helped me understand was that many of these challenges are connected to one important responsibility of school leadership, and that's talent management. So let's begin with Chapter 5. Chapter 5 identifies four talent management levers that contribute directly to student achievement. So the first lever focuses on recruitment and onboarding effective educators. The second lever emphasizes building instructional leadership teams. The third lever focuses on performance monitoring and evaluation. And the fourth lever highlights professional learning and collaboration. Altogether, these levers create the conditions necessary for continuous instructional improvement and student success. So why is recruitment and onboarding so important? It brings highly qualified teachers into the classroom. It ensures teachers share the school's vision and expectations. It reduces teacher turnover, and it improves instructional quality. So in the case study, recruitment and onboarding issues showed up at Brigadoon High School in the way of demographic changes. For example, the district only had one ESL teacher serving the whole district, and the demographics had changed significantly in the district because the number of Hispanic students, English language learners, and economically disadvantaged students had greatly increased, and the school seemed unprepared to meet the changing needs of the students. Also, the case mentioned that the math department had four newly hired teachers and that teacher turnover had increased. Chapter 5 explains that new teachers need intentional onboarding and coaching and support to become effective members of the school community. As a future principal, I learned that recruitment and onboarding are proactive leadership strategies. Instead of waiting for problems to occur, principals can prevent many challenges by hiring educators who align with the school's mission and by providing ongoing support from the beginning. So, why is an instructional leadership team important? Effective instructional leadership teams improve teaching quality across the schools, create consistency in instructional practices, increase collaboration and problem solving, and reduce principal isolation and overload. So let's make that connection between this lever, which is the instructional leadership team, and the actual case. In the case, the special education department chair, Andrea, reported concerns about inclusion practices and collaboration between gen ed and sped teachers. A strong instructional leadership team could have helped address these concerns by facilitating conversations, modeling best practices, and monitoring implementation. As a future principal, this case taught me that administrators cannot lead school improvement alone. Chapter 5 taught me that strong instructional leadership teams create shared responsibility for student success by developing teacher leaders who support instruction, collaboration, and continuous improvement through the school. Lever 3. Why is performance monitoring and evaluation important? Well, mainly because principals cannot improve inclusion if they do not know what's happening in the classrooms. Strong performance monitoring helps principals to ensure high quality instruction is happening in every classroom, identify teacher strengths and areas for improvement, support struggling teachers before problems become bigger, and create accountability while promoting professional development. So in the case, the special education department chair reported that some teachers failed to provide lesson plans, did not adequately support special education students, and viewed inclusion students as someone else's problem or responsibility. These concerns reveal instructional performance issues that require classroom observation, feedback, and follow-up from the principal. Another demonstration of this issue is with the math teacher being on a growth plan due to classroom management struggles. So the principal had already identified a performance concern, and the teacher felt anxious and believed admin was out to get him. This demonstrates that teachers need clear feedback, but they also need encouragement and coaching. As a future principal, I understand that effective evaluation is about developing people, not simply completing paperwork. And because of this, I will conduct regular classroom walkthroughs, use student data to guide conversations, and provide actionable feedback, as well as celebrate teachers' strengths and success. Number 4, why is professional learning and collaboration important? So teachers improve most when they learn from one another and work together to solve instructional challenges. Therefore, strong professional learning and collaboration helps principals improve instructional quality across the campus, create a culture of continuous improvement and shared learning, support new teachers and reduce turnover, and build teacher capacity and confidence. So in the case study, there were math achievement declines in that school, um, and the school had experienced these declines for 2 consecutive years, despite significant district investments in a new intervention program. So this means that additional resources alone were not solving the problem, and most likely the principal needed structures that allowed the teachers to learn from one another and improve instruction collectively. This illustrates that improving achievements requires more than programs. It requires continuous professional learning. As a future principal, I realized that school improvement happens when teachers learn, collaborate, and grow together. And knowing this will help me to establish strong PLCs that focus on student learning, create opportunities for teachers to analyze data, and use professional learning to address school-wide challenges. So overall, talent management supports equity and student success by recruiting teachers that believe all students can succeed, hiring educators who value diversity and cultural responsiveness, ensuring teachers are prepared to meet the needs of diverse learners, and addressing ineffective teaching practices that negatively impact student achievement. So, as a future principal, I will hire intentionally, develop teacher leaders, coach for growth, and build collaborative cultures. Here is my reference page, and thank you.